as eatings, first come first, serve and have a seating, so that perchance I may say, or as they say, deliver, if, and only if I may, a sliver or small alignment of the whole hither, scaled in size for just today, of what some say in truth. You, too, deserve okay, so far in as much as I have ever heard, never mind won all these meetings, but nevertheless do though mind to go find good feels often fleeing as they are, or as are we, starved as though we are for the truth. Hungry. Eating across from the table, you and I are one, and at once we, you see, deductively, as it were, thus must follow, and be particularly worthy of note, as you know, so denoting the notion, in so much as such we trust, that we were enabled to just stop the quote and unquote beatings, not only proverbially and literally alike, but also ultimately infinite, and absolutely finite up to, and including what I am alluding to, which both be positive and desired, as are beatings of the heart, and also regarding negative, unrequired, and morally expired, as is with regard to violence towards each other without regard, and thus regardless of that upon which we agree, as undoubtedly, despite the silence naturally, we be about permanently forgetting, or at the least that where to add. I am getting aptly fueling its dismissal. We both be really one, might say, other way, or just the none other than the one as opposed to the other than the one way, eternally ablaze with the light of absolute truth, and our hearts, different individuals, on the same residual journey. We are now in time, this birthright yours and mine. Must we say forth time for end of days, as they say, which is nigh. I think both you and I can agree we are able to discern and slowly learn is the holy, inescapable outcome of our known. Regardless, and even if we be truly believing that which is in effect the true meaning, much less to say, but not to mention the event which is when we be agreeing, eye to eye, essentially seeing in respect to whether or not success, but for the execution of them together, all for one, and all together, one for all collective, but respective to the respective, never respect that is due longitudinally and whether permitting, preventative, without respect to, or disrespect, in retrospect, I'd interject, but otherwise, and respectively in theory, do thus imbecilely at this very moment, meaning now, and in the present tense do I accept, and likewise humbly so do I. Before your eyes be, I appear in other and spirit, so to speak here, and a better or for the worst, so far this week, but conversely true at first, and hypothetically also in the case that they are too easily be believed, and typically thus must be true, due to the parallels truth is also assumed in practice, is presumed to be true, is only thus inclusively and deuce, we also such, and as well as much which must be, conversely, thus I'd argue only inarguably true, as it were, or will be, will in effect, be like those that be some in effect, which are yet still truth, only ever effectively observed, and never only observed, nevertheless are still only thus because we believe them to be as though, and such as it is, must, just as thusly be so. Oh boy, coy for real steel alloy, I so do hope, and am fervently praying, good sir, see that is that I am simply too keen to glean to what you mean, and I'm saying is that what we perceive as objective reality is actually, and factually, and lovely, but an illusion created by a simple fusion of relative perception and cognitive confusion, if I understand correctly what was just stated. Sorry sir, or man should I add, belatedly, but also begging the penultimate philosophical, because I rock in a cool question, which is why does God hate us so? Okay, alright, I'd say, or rather retort, you see that you be partially right, but partially wrong, and also otherwise, incomplete, that is not the long, but the short of it, so do now, at half court, hold foully, yees and yaws, of course they applause, and absolutely, do not yeet, but eyes off my blouse with plea of more, so yes, it must just a tad more for the prize, your eyes and gaze with mine, need to raise up hormonal, sir, see it is rough. I, puberty condition which recently started, and you now fight see both so half-hot stop it. Young guy, eyes up here fast. Thank you, and let's get past your incessant and present collection of Yeets. Fuel mind, you masterminds, get back to school in session and continue. I and you need addressing of the content and what was meant by your thoughtful query eyes with the mind theory and real fast. Let's compare and contrast what was shared with what you kept or retained good knowledge and eventually wisdom. Putting it in plain sight, one might in plain Jane English say all the same. So you know then, let's go. I forgot your name, young sir. Your hunger or thirst for the best or worst is immeasurable, though I think we can't imagine and thus know the god, or one whose name thus though famous all the same. I must say, I don't know, however nevertheless irrelevant, that all was just whatever he, her, or they, however ever often gendered by those aforementioned as above, and also below still regardless though, the god as it is known does not hate you so, or on its own so very much, but if that's shown in my own opinion, as if it were to stir it, you're alone would insist that hey, what are you doing with the hand lotion? Don't know lyrics to Marvin Gaye and ain't put away the sonic roof fight the V-Love Ocean and Ortonic. Get back on topic and stop unless I mention what they do to freshmen in detention. There, now, thank you, that is so much better, and how for the best. Now, what was I saying right then? Oh, yes, if you were young sir, you then ask what I think, have speculated, or respect my informed and edged, you medicated, highly rated opinion among folks, both men and women I would have communicated that. Should you, if you could, or would I recommend that resist and reject the motion in any sense as to be vaguely in the direction of that notion? So then, no, God does not hate you so much, or much so at all, overall, and in sum total empirically and conclusively, though proof remains aloof and elusive to science exactly and not surprisingly as we expect to see. You know, and if you pardon, I may beg of thee, I do agree with all alternatives, part for start, most of the whole of the stuff that is just what I think, thus that is the thing that you said, assuming you know me, that I understood mostly total and most of it, but there is some missing pieces to your thesis, including I now at present and presented and deducing, and if not only if in concluding, I am truly and unduly brave enough so as to do mention honest intention that you too do see through, and you would need to agree truly is true, or is it just me as something obviously absent at present which is relevant in that piece that we see, and I think, do we both agree, is missing being none other than that which being the origin question originally posited to you by the poser of the question. Over there the student who is, to be fair, probably you guessed it, it's messed up that he be truly staring at literally any skin bare. However common or rare in the room with on his, would you believe a teacher who you see? Also as we know, not so unlike in some sense he thought, but also in relation, so in fact and thus to be exact, simply says me, in terms of location yonder area there which is as of yet where as you can bet over there if genuinely you pretend to presumably care, I mean, and we meaning you and me. I guess I really meant to ask, is that fair friend temporarily and for sake of, and in that I said, I say, do I mean that which is thus that you and me do be agreeing, although albeit unspoken on that common fact, which is that to be tactfully accurate is that reality objectively is subjective, in fact may I say and have said in part head, and so do they, as if I am keeping track something that by consensus a proverbial place wherein and thereby we temporarily mean you and I for the sake of this discussion. In some other words, and somewhere is this something which is the only one thing agreed upon, which to least ironically the more we see in fact reality is preemptively and inherently is something which objectively is one thing, and thereby the conclusion to sum up in summary, nothing is that one upon which inherently we invariably will agree, meaning we absolutely agree upon nothing. See, do, meaning us, on the whole and in consensus thus, agree as we each previously did, agree on our own and independently to disagree, us, you and me, at least, and thus from here, the present to the end of our perception, which is likely to be until death for us both, eventually. Reality just then is presumed to be thus first shared then, despite invariable discrepancies in the evanescence this that is an essence of its exclusive subjective experience. How do we ever be with much certainty sure and surely certain to be convinced of it there and where it heads in the end we trust is what must, it follows me just one must be shared currently, for instance as in the very dimension we presume to inhabit and be thus and thus be objectively and collectively in some total really real and essentially not only in some theory and practice but also that which is what that is theoretically in practice in some measure or some sense, so theory and essence practically and practice essentially is then all absolutely truly to life since we each degree are very real excluding experience in our own heads and independently individually in effect from the present to the end of our perception, which is likely to be as stated previously until that for us both eventually born in simple and righteous is light nearly only exclusive experience in our own heads and independently individually in effect from the present And since the only universe we know is the one, we experience everyone's universe is unique and exclusive to them. You're the only objectively real thing in your universe. Thus, I am just a thought in your head. And experience your mind is manifested. And that means you are talking to yourself. You crazy fool. Crazy you do. You're so crazy. There's the proof. The proof is you can't deny is true. Crazy fool be you.